Hey, this is Jamie from Clients for Consultants. How are you today? I'm here today to talk about who knows what you know and do they like you. I'm going to go through and give you an overview of what we're going to talk about, and it'll probably take about 10 minutes to go through what I want to share with you today. Hopefully that's okay. So what I'm going to talk about is where this fits. This is one key component of Book Yourself Solid. So I'm going to talk about where it fits in Book Yourself Solid. I'm going to talk about the 4 parts as well. First part, standard credibility builders. Second part is the standards of service. Third is the power of likability, really important. And the fourth is becoming and establishing yourself as a category authority. So that's what I'm going to go through today. Aim is 10 minutes, so let's go. So where this fits, if you're new to Book Yourself Solid, there's the foundation, so the 4 pieces of the foundation. And then the next is the building trust and credibility. And the first piece of that is this, credibility builders and who knows what you know and do they like you. So that's part 1. So that's where it fits in the Book Yourself Solid. Moving on, I talked about 4 parts. So part 1 is standard credibility builders. And there's a lot more detail in the book, Book Yourself Solid, in worksheets as part of coaching, specifically in clientsforconsultants.com. We go into this in a whole lot of detail to make sure that really those credibility builders there. It's a checklist. It's quite simple. Checklist is the 5 things, 5 really key things: professional email address, quality business cards, quality website, professional photos as well, clean headshot. You'll see, if you follow me on Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn, you'll see clean photos of me, and also specific and personal testimonials. Not that, oh, Jamie was great, but Jamie helped me do this in my business, and the this will be linked to what people know you for. So that's really important to have those from a credibility perspective. A 6th one, almost an added bonus, would be that if you could, in a sense, borrow credibility from other people. If you have a personal advisory board, and if those people who are already very well established would lend you their name, then that starts helping you build your credibility even faster than if you try to do it yourself. So that's part 1. Part 2, standards of service. This is a usual place that business owners make mistakes. The reason why is they assume that their standards of service are what put them ahead, whereas nowadays standards of service are expected, and the only time it actually gives you a differentiation is when you don't do it well and it's a bad differentiator. So, standards of service. Again, checklist, there's 6 pieces, okay? So the quality of your service, the methods and tools you have, the responsiveness, credentials, client importance, and last is the appropriate price. Just repeating those again: quality of service, methods and tools, responsiveness, credentials, client importance, and appropriate price. So they're the 6. Remember, these will not set you apart. Only if you do them badly will it set you apart, and for the wrong reasons. Hopefully that makes sense. That's part 2 of 4 parts. Okay. Likeability. Now, likeability is within the book and within from personal experience. If you are equally qualified, equal experience as someone else, and even sometimes less qualified or less experienced, if you're more liked by the person who's making the decision, they will likely go with you. So it's really key to understand the likability factor in your business, to be able to apply that for you in every day, and also have a regular, almost health check, likability check, whether it's a daily, whether it's a weekly. How did I do in these areas from a likability perspective? Okay, there's 4 elements to define likability. And just before we go into those 4 elements, just remember that likability leads to popularity. And whilst really, as we went through schools and you saw all the people with popularity contests, it's more about you being popular for what you're known for. So likability to popularity. Popularity leads to attention. Attention leads to more prospects. And those more prospects then makes it easy to sell, especially if you are likable. The likable comes from being genuine as well. So if you're being genuine to yourself, then it's easy and you'll be attracting the right types of people to you, from really your target market of those who you're meant to serve. So it goes hand in hand. If you do this properly, it actually becomes just a natural part of your being every day. So the 4 elements of likability: number 1, be friendly; number 2, be real to both you and to yourself; number 3 is be empathetic, and what I mean by that is treat others how they want to be treated. The old saying goes, you treat others how you want to be treated, but more and more nowadays you treat others how they want to be treated. Prospects and customers have so many choices today. The more we make it easy for them, the more that they're going to attract towards us to help us better serve them. So that's the empathetic piece. And also be relevant, to make sure you're talking in the right type of language, to really understand them, to listen, to really spend more time listening to them and trying to understand them will put us great steps ahead of most people around us. So that's the likability piece. You can find out more about this in Book Yourself Solid, Michael Porter's book, as part of the clientsforconsultants.com training. Likeability, fantastic piece of the 4 pieces of who knows what you know and do they like you. Really key part of that. And the 4th part is the category authority part. Out of the 4 parts, there's not really one that's most important. They're all very important. This one, though, needs a lot of attention to get this right. When you get this right, this can change your future dramatically. Okay, so category authority. Excuse me. And by the way, I keep looking this way. I'm just looking outside. I've got a beautiful view, field, countryside view. That's why I'm looking at this way. If you wonder why I'm looking that way. So the most important part, that's a question. But category authority, there are 2 pieces. Becoming a category authority and establishing yourself as a category authority. It's 2 different things. Because you might go out there and tell everyone you're a category authority. I'm a category authority in public speaking, and you can hear that the way I trip up on my words. A category authority, if you try and go out there and tell people you are a category authority and you're not, then you're doing a disservice to yourself. You're, in a sense, being a fraud. So first you need to become a category authority before you start telling people that you are a category authority. So the becoming piece, there's a list of questions in, again, the workbooks in Book Yourself Solid. But let's just understand why. Why do we need to be a category authority? We create the credibility and trust for potential clients. It'll gain visibility to reach everyone you want to reach. Okay? It allows you to get your message out in a really, really big way. Helps you gain even more clients and increase even more sales than ever before, which is why we're here really. And also allows you to expand into new markets more easily. If you become a category authority in a niche, in a skill set that you bring to the table, niche and target market are 2 different things. So niche is your skills and target market are the people that you're focused on. Then you can take that niche skill, the category authority skill, and move it between different target markets. Okay, it's exactly what Michael Port did from his background through different markets through to entire service professionals. Myself, my background has worked with a number of smaller industries, and that's now growing from my authority in marketing and in Book Yourself Solid. It increases your own confidence as well, because when you know that you're very good at something, it just helps you express yourself more, be less afraid to challenge people in a positive way to get better results for clients. So that's a really good thing, especially from a consultant perspective, because sometimes consultants second guess themselves, and with that second guessing they're undermined, they lose positioning, they lose respect, they also then lose results, because what they're advising usually is the best thing to do from their experience, but they need to believe in that as well. It's important though, you do not want to fake it before you make it. You also, a key part about a category authority is that you can actually admit what you don't know. I'm very good at this, but I'm not so good at this, and I'll get help in these areas. So don't try and fake it before you make it, because that will actually undermine credibility, undermine your, basically your brand, your reputation, all of those things. So you don't want to fake it before you make it. Now, how do you actually become a category authority? What you want to do is work out where you want to be, what you want to be a category authority in, where are you today, look at the gap and map that gap out. Okay, there's step-by-steps within Book Yourself Solid. There's workbooks as part of that. It's part of Clients for Consultants, there's workbooks as well to go through that with you from a step-by-step to allow you to methodically work through to understand where you want to be, to understand the gap, and to understand what you need to do to get there. So that allows you to become the category authority. Once you've gone through those steps, okay, then we move into how do we let people know about it. Okay, so once you've picked what you want to be and the gap, and you've made a list of things that you can research, whether it's books, internet, blogs, even becoming an apprentice for other, or an apprentice of others who are already a category authority, those things are going to be what join the gap from where you are today to where you want to be. So that's how you become a category authority, okay? And then the next is, once you are a category authority, it's to start letting people know that. We'll talk later on, the later pieces of Book Yourself Solid are the core promotional strategies, and we're going to be talking about those, of how to get your message out in the world once you are very, very good at what you do. So that's it for me for now. This is Jamie from Clients for Consultants, and I look forward to speaking to you again next time. Alright, bye for now.